about 65 degrees, and we are starting to make our first Hügelkultur growing, kind of like raised bed kind of growing, but very fascinating. We're going to be digging a trench, and we're going to fill it up with logs and all kinds of organic debris, and piling the topsoil on top of it, and very slow and natural breakdown of organic material. And this is the first stage. We're scooping out the pit. We just cut down an old tree, got a source of dead wood. That's what you want to start with, some old dead wood. And we'll see how it goes.
Hi everyone, I finished digging the trench just now. As you can see, it's about 8-9 inches deep, basically as deep as the topsoil. So where the soil started turning yellow for the clay that's underneath it. This part of our property does have some clay. The majority of it is gravel, but here where the garden at, there's a lot of clay. So this Hügelkultur should help with that. As far as allowing it to grow better, because it should have a little bit better drainage. Now we are going to start putting in the logs as the base. We just cut down an old dead tree just to the north side of our barn, and most of it's dead, not all of it. So we are going to start filling the trench with logs, and then putting other compostable material on the top of it. There's going to be composted hay from the goats and from the pigs, and then we'll end up putting the topsoil back on it.
Okay, Mike's ready and bringing down a load of the logs we just cut from that dead tree, and we're going to come down to the trench and start filling it up. Okay, we got the final phase of the Hügelkultur. And now Mike's putting on the topsoil. What he dug up from before when we started. And looks like it's going to get some good coverage with that topsoil. So then basically we can plant right on top of it. Yeah, that's good coverage. There you have it. That's the finished pile. And so now I'm gonna go up there with a rake and level it out, get some of the major weed roots out of there, and maybe next week, we got some good weather, we'll start planting. Can't wait. Bye. Hi everyone, it's another soggy May day, but this is kind of an additional section that we added to the Hügelkultur that we started in late April. Just wanted to show you the progress that we've made, wanted to show you some of the plantings, what I've done, and also I want to show you an alternative to Hügel. In case you don't have logs available, there are some slight variations that you can use. So we basically top dressed it with a very fine mulch, and then late April I put some Jerusalem artichoke here. You can see that it's really taken off, and planted some onion kind of down through the middle strip here, and on the other side, on this side, we've got some asparagus, so you can see that it's just starting to come out. And typically in the first year of asparagus, you don't want to touch it, you just want to let it go. And hopefully by next spring, you might be able to harvest some of the new shoots. Alright, so then we put up this fence here because I'm going to have some climbing plants on one side of the Hügelkultur, and I put some sunflowers here. They're going to be pretty tall, so that's why they're kind of backed up against the fence here. And then what I plan to do is put some tree saplings and kind of go all the way down to the end of the row. And here we've got some hazelnut. And this one was hazelnut, but I don't think it's gonna grow because when I opened up the package, there basically were no roots. And we got 3 grapevines, and you can see that they are all kind of hugging the fence over here. So I spaced it out between 8 to 6 feet. And then what I did was in between each of the tree saplings, I put the Siberian pea shrub. Here it is. And I'm kind of putting them in between the tree saplings. And then as a ground cover, because you can already see that the weeds are coming in, as a ground cover, I planted some watermelon. So that, the leaves will shade out some of the weeds. And I thought I'd do an experiment here. I got 3 little fig trees, and I know we're zoned between zone 5 and zone 6, so they're probably going to need to be protected during the winter. They might not be able to survive the winters here. So anyway, just wanted to try that out. We got some more pea shrub here, and we've got some more watermelon. And we've got some American walnut here. Okay, that looks like it's coming out pretty good.
Boy, that really does look nice.
Yeah. More pea shrub. I transplanted some sunflowers. I don't know if they're going to make it. I waited too long to transplant them, but we'll see. See how they do. Got some sugar snap peas, again hugging right up against the fence on this side. And it looks like these hazelnut trees are coming out. They might be able to survive. And then we got another hazelnut over here. And it looks like we got some volunteer potatoes. I don't know if you noticed that.
Mm-hmm. No, I do now.
Yeah, volunteer potatoes. Okay, and again, some different types of lettuce here. And now I planted seed with a bok choy. I planted that like at the end of April. And basically what I did was I totally covered this whole area. And you can see that if you get it early enough, the bok choy will totally take over. And you can see some weeds poking out there. But the bok choy just is totally shading out the weeds. So you don't really have to worry too much about that. You can see that their cycle is pretty much almost done because they're bolting. But I'm not going to cut them down. I'm going to wait to get the seed from the bok choy and collect that. We've already harvested some of our leaves for lettuce and stir fry. I interplanted some borage. Okay, borage is a really lovely, nice little herb, and borage should probably get about 2.5 to 3 feet. And some more pea shrub, and then I kind of threw some kale into the mix. And on the very end, you can see that I did not seed heavily enough the lettuce, and you can see that the weeds are pretty much taken over. So I guess the rule of thumb is to heavily seed your cold crops, your kale, lettuce, bok choy, just totally covered with seed to overwhelm the weeds. So there's a big difference between the bok choy and the lettuce. You can see weeds are kind of taking over. And then this row, again, we're experimenting. We did not do the Hügelkultur. Basically, we just laid down pretty thick, maybe 6 inches of wood chips, just solid wood chips. And we planted potatoes in here, and you can see that they're already coming out. And so this is basically all potato. And then the next row, we did another experiment, and
oh boy, they're coming up all over.
Yep.
Yep.
What we did was kind of like a miniature version of Hügelkultur, and basically had spread out a really thick layer of the animal bedding, not composted, straight. Then we piled on about 6 to 8 inches of wood chips, and then on top of that wood chip layer we have the nice fine composted mulch on top. And so we did a whole roll of that, and you can see I've already planted quite a few things. And we decided we want to do some vertical growing, so we put up these trellises, and these are like 16-foot cattle fencing, and then we just kind of bent it, and then we pounded some stakes in it. So now we've got some melons, and squash, and then we're going to try and train them to grow up instead of covering such a huge area in the garden and smothering everything. This time we're going to train them to grow up, and hopefully that might make a difference.
Right, up and over the trellis.
Yep. So if you want to come through the trellis, you can see that I interspersed, again, some more pea shrub. And again, pea shrub is really important because they're nitrogen fixers. So it is a perennial, and it'll definitely fertilize the soil with the leaves and things that it's dropping. Haven't finished planting yet, still got some more tomatoes. We got some climbing beans over here.
We're never done planting.
Yeah. And
boy, the beans are coming up nice.
yep. So we got the pole beans, and then right next to the pole beans we got some bush beans. And again, you want to kind of layer it. You know, the long pole beans here, and then the shorter bush beans there, and then we've got some carrots on the outside row, and we've got I interspersed some flowers. Okay, so there's lupin. Lupin is also nitrogen fixer, so it's a good idea to just kind of scatter some flowers. They could be edible flowers, but they could also be nitrogen fixers. Kind of spread it out into the garden. Okay, we got some Swiss chard here, and we got some cucumbers here, and I tried something new. This is Chinese yam, which is a perennial root vegetable, and I started these from seed, and they're really doing very, very well. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of train them to just kind of climb up the trellis like that. And then I thought I'd experiment, one more experiment we're going to do. There's called an Arctic kiwi. I was going to try that this year. And that's also a vine, that's a climber. So I've already planted it, and you can see, look, it's already
Yep, it's wrapping around the
climb.
trellis.
Yep. So it's supposed to be winter hardy, down to minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit. So, all right, we'll see if it does well this year and hopefully survives the winter. And I think just to kind of double check and just kind of cover bases, we are probably going to protect it during the winter. You know, so the trellis is going to be permanent, but some of the perennials we're probably going to have to protect. Even though they might not have to, we're going to do it anyway. So, all right. So, boy, I tell you, the last few weeks we've been busy. A lot of hard work. Mike's been using the skid steer to basically do all the heavy work, and we still have one more section of the garden that we're going to do. We're going to be again spreading about 6 to 8 inches of wood chips, and you can see here we just got started, and we're going to be filling in a very wide row here, and we're going to be planting corn.
Sweet corn.
Yep, sweet corn. So another work in progress. So
right, and we're also bagging our grass clippings and using them as mulch as well.
Yeah, and it seems like if you really get a thick layer of dead, freshly cut grass, it really seems to lay down the weeds and block the weeds. I mean, you can put cardboard. They do suggest putting cardboard down or some kind of weed block, but we thought we'd kind of cut corners a little bit, see if this would work. I think
and also it's all organic.
Yes, and if the mulch is thick enough, eventually the weeds will become suppressed. So that's it.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.